fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
Millennia they hadn't passed exactly, more like settled. A suffocating weight of ages pressing down, coating me in a numbness that after centuries of torment felt almost welcome. I am Azura, or I was Azura, a demon of renown, a creature woven from shadow and fueled by ancient, terrible power. But power, I discovered, was a cold comfort, a glittering cage built of fear and obedience. My castle, Xylos, wasn't a fortress, not anymore. It was a labyrinth of obsidian and regret, each echoing corridor a testament to choices made and lives unmade. It had become my prison, and I, its willing warden. The air tasted of ash, not the vibrant, crackling ash of destruction I once relished, but the stale, gray ash of extinguished embers. It tasted of forgotten desires, of promises broken and loyalties betrayed. I'd sought oblivion, a sleep deep enough to erase the ache of ages, a silence that would finally drown out the screams. I'd nearly achieved it, too, a state of non-being where even memory held no sting. Then the offerings began. At first I barely registered them. Not the jewels, not the desperate pleas for power I'd once craved and casually dismissed. Those had stopped centuries ago, replaced by a chilling reverence born of fear. No, these were different animals, simple, vulnerable creatures. A scrawny goat, its beard tangled with burrs. A bleeding lamb, its fleece still damp from birth. Even a lumbering ox, its breath misting in the chill of the chamber, appearing within Xylos as if conjured by a desperate, heartfelt plea. Annoyance initially, a dull, sluggish irritation. Each bleat, each terrified heartbeat, a disruption to my carefully constructed solitude. A flick of my wrist, a whisper of forgotten power, and they were gone, returned to the world that birthed them, their brief intrusion erased as if it had never been. It required so little effort, so little thought. I could have crushed them, consumed their life force, but what would be the point? It wouldn't fill the void, it wouldn't silence the echoes. It wouldn't even register as a sensation. But they kept coming, a steady, unsettling stream of innocence offered to a being who had long abandoned any claim to virtue. The frequency increased, from one every few weeks to almost daily. I began to notice the way their fear permeated the stone, clinging to the shadows, a subtle but persistent disturbance. I started to anticipate their arrival, a morbid curiosity taking root in the barren landscape of my mind. It wasn't the intrusion itself that finally roused me from my apathy, though. It was the asterisk pattern. Each creature bore a mark, a brand barely visible beneath the wool or fur, etched into their skin with a precision that spoke of magic and intent. A crescent moon, a simple, elegant curve, yet it resonated with a power that sent a shiver down my spine. A moon I recognized, the sigil of Lyra. Lyra, her name had been a whisper in the demonic realms for centuries, a legend spoken with a mixture of awe and apprehension. A sorceress of unparalleled skill, a weaver of enchantments, a mistress of the arcane, a sorceress I'd known intimately, a past I'd buried beneath layers of regret and self-imposed exile, a past I'd sworn to forget. The memory, unbidden, surfaced like a drowned thing, her laughter, the scent of wild roses and ozone that always clung to her, the fire in her storm cloud eyes. My fingers traced the cold, smooth stone of my throne, the obsidian biting into my skin. A flicker of something long dormant stirred within me, not power, not exactly. It felt smaller, more fragile, curiosity, anticipation, or something far more dangerous, something that tasted suspiciously like hope, and I hadn't allowed myself to feel hope in millennia. The scent of the animals was still present, mingling with a new fragrance, stronger now, ozone and wild roses, a scent that clung to the air like a memory, a phantom touch. It was her. Another animal materialized, a snow-white lamb trembling violently, its eyes wide with terror. But this time it wasn't alone. Standing behind it, cloaked in shadows that seemed to deepen around her, was Lyra herself. She hadn't changed, not outwardly. Her hair, the color of raven's wings, cascaded down her back. Her robes, woven from moonlight and shadow, flowed around her like liquid night. But her eyes were different. They held a knowing glint, a spark of defiance that I remembered all too well. The color of storm clouds gathering on the horizon, they met mine across the vast chamber, unwavering, challenging. A slow, knowing smile touched her lips, a curve of exquisite beauty that belied the power she possessed. She didn't offer a plea or a sacrifice. She didn't beg for forgiveness or offer tribute. She offered a challenge and a promise, a dangerous, intoxicating combination. "You haven't changed, Azura," she murmured, her voice a silken thread in the oppressive silence, yet carrying the weight of centuries. Still hiding from the world, She stepped forward, the lamb forgotten, its fear momentarily eclipsed by her presence, and the air crackled with unspoken energy, with the residue of ancient magic. Or perhaps from me. Her gaze locked with mine, and I felt a tremor run through the foundations of Xylos, a response to the awakening of something long dormant within us both. The scent of roses intensified, filling my senses, and for the first time in millennia, I felt a flicker of something other than emptiness. I felt alive.